Carl Froch is in line to meet Bernard Hopkins in the legendary American's landmark first fight at the age of 50. The hold-up in plans for the Nottingham Cobra to face Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in Las Vegas has raised the lucrative alternative of a summer world title fight between Froch and Hopkins. Froch, already frustrated by legal issues repeatedly delaying the finalising of contracts with Chavez, has sustained a minor elbow injury which would have affected his preparations for the scheduled date of March the 28th. That comes just as Hopkins has confirmed his intention of at least one more fight following his 50th birthday last Thursday. The recently dethroned world light heavyweight champion has also advised Golden Boy Promotions, in whom he's a shareholder, that he is ready to come down to super middleweight for what he calls a massive, hugely exciting fight with Froch. The options under Froch's consideration are Nottingham Forest City Ground in June, or the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Vegas in middle to late April. Either would fulfill one of Froch's long-standing ambitions, boxing before a huge crowd in his beloved Forest City Ground, or bringing his career to a climax in the fight capital of the world. The choice would probably rest upon whether it would go on late enough at night in Nottingham, like 3 or 4 a.m, to meet the schedule of the pay-per-view TV networks in America. The Vegas dream was the motivation for seeking the fight with Chavez. However, negotiations with the same-name son of the iconic Mexican fighter have been deeply complicated by his contractual dispute with Bob Arum, his Hall of Fame promoter. Arum is highly likely to take legal action in defense of his conviction that Chavez owes him one more fight. He told me, if Julio wants to fight Froch, he will have to bite the bullet of Top Rank, Arum's company, being the promoter. It is by no means certain that even Haymon, the secretive Svengali now representing so many fighters in America, including Chavez, can guarantee the Froch fight actually happening. Froch is not closing the Chavez door completely, but is now very alert to the chance of joining Hopkins in a history-making event. It was confirmed on Tuesday too, that Chavez will take on light heavyweight former world title challenger Andrezj Fonfara on April the 18th. He says, "The elbow would have affected my training for Chavez. I am also aware of the situation regarding Hopkins, and I am very interested in that fight." To say that Hopkins is interested would be a substantial understatement, he told me recently. This would be a great fight wherever it happens. If it's in England, I'd happily take a boat to get over there. Now, despite losing his belt to Sergey Krusher Kovalev over 12 hard rounds in December, this astonishingly fit veteran is telling various sources in the US, "I will fight at 50, so that people can fully understand why I call myself the alien." Nor do I want a soft win over a nobody. It needs to be a significant championship fight. Hopkins has been sounding out Kovalev's rival light heavy champion Adonis Stevenson and middleweight knockout sensation Gennady Golovkin. But Stevenson is thought to be reluctant to follow in Kovalev's footsteps. And the wide disparity in poundage between Hopkins and Golovkin is a significant obstacle, and there would be no title on the line if they met at a catch weight. Froch at super middleweight would give Hopkins a shot at 2 world title belts. The IBF have ordered Froch to open negotiations for a mandatory defence against fellow Englishman James DeGale by the end of this month. However, that elbow injury also opens the door for Froch to seek a stay of execution. Questions were already being asked as to why another mandatory defence is being demanded of Froch immediately following 2 such fights with George Groves. Conscious also that Hopkins too has been a distinguished champion for their organisation, the IBF are now inviting Froch to request an exemption. The championship committee chairman Lindsay E. Tucker says, "If Carl makes such an application, we will give it full consideration in the next 15 days. Even if such a plea was rejected, Froch would still bring to the table his regular WBA world title. Not that any governing body would want to miss out on a fight for which global fascination would be further excited by the possibility of it providing the grand finale of not 1, but 2 phenomenal careers. Be it in Forest's penalty area, or along that desert strip, a crock of gold is awaiting these 2 gentlemen of the prize ring. The powers of recovery which have helped keep Kell Brook undefeated through more than 30 professional fights on his climb to world champion status have been revealed as even more special by the announcement that he will return to the ring on March the 28th. Brook needed 34 staples in a deep, vicious leg wound after being stabbed on holiday following his winning of the IBF World Welterweight belt from America's Shawn Porter. There were fears that the injury might be career-threatening, but Brook will be ready in just 9 weeks to defend that title in his hometown of Sheffield. Special K indeed. His challenger will be named this Thursday and is expected to one of 2 Canadian-based boxers, number 1 contender Jojo Dan, or the more lowly ranked Antonin Dick Harry. Kell Brook's first world title defense will be televised live on Sky Sports on March the 28th. Related articles: previous one, the next Carl Froch vs Julio Cesar Chavez Jnr. in Las Vegas postponed. Carl Froch ready to retire. The boxer tweets photo of Tyson Fury targets fight with newly crowned heavyweight. Will Floyd Mayweather snub Manny Pacquiao for rematch with? Share this article. Share 138 shares.